Hi, Caleb. Thank you for joining us. We'll start with Jeff and Emma in the room.
Caleb, I know you mentioned on Tuesday this year you want to make Foxborough a fortress. You want to make Gillette Stadium a difficult place for teams to come play. So, what are the attributes as a team that you need to have to make Gillette a difficult place for opponents to come in?
You got to win. It's that simple. You create a winning feeling, and when the opponent knows you win your games there, they come in knowing you're a confident team, and to win, you got to score goals. You got to play aggressive as well. But there's a balance to that. You have to be smart. Some teams do poorly at home because they go and open themselves up. We want to be balanced as a team in every game this year, home and away. What I mean by that is how we attack, how we defend, the balance of how we play, the consistency of how we play. We want to be very clear, which means we'll always look to defend really well. We'll always look to score goals also, but mostly we're looking to win. So that's how you create, that psychology in that environment at home. And we need to start that in game one. That's really important to get off to a good start and get that first win at home against a very good team. Sometimes you get a win early in the year and it's against a team that, maybe hasn't been that good. Like, this will definitely be, a statement win if we're able to get it.
And Columbus is coming off of a high-scoring match last week. Revs were able to keep a shutout last week. What is the defensive mindset heading into Saturday?
Yeah, I think, of course, with Columbus, they're a very good attacking team. So we know we're going to have to be mindful of their attacking players and their attacking style of play. They're very aggressive, both sides of the ball. They look to create chances with their press and with their control of the game. Obviously, they're very good in the final third as well, in how they pin you back and get crosses in and attack you in the little half spaces. We're going to have to be mindful of that. But at the same time, we need to threaten them. We need to make them defend as well. We need to put pressure on them. So I think, the matchup is something we've talked about with the players. They have a very good, I think, understanding of what we need to do in stopping them, but also what we need to do to threaten them and hurt them.
We'll go to Rich Thompson on Zoom. Rich, you're unmuted now.
Hello, Caleb. I kind of agree that the home opener is a statement game. And I was just wondering, how are some of the new players approaching this game, to try to make that very favorable first impression?
Yeah, I think they're very excited. For a lot of guys, it'll be their first real game. Obviously, we played against Hartford, which I think helps from the standpoint of we were able to get used to the turf. We were able to get used to just that environment, the locker room, and just understand all those little logistical things. Obviously, there was a little bit of crowd, but not a normal crowd. So that'll be different. That'll help us. That'll help, the players, give them energy, give them motivation. So I think everybody's excited and ready.
Rich, did you have a follow-up? We have no more questions on Zoom. Did you guys have a follow-up?
I was going to say, you kind of mentioned it in your first answer, Caleb, but how much do you like this opportunity early in the season to go test yourself against one of the better teams in the league and say, you know what, let's sort of see where we are?
Yeah, I mean, they embarrassed us last year, frankly. So I think it's a great chance for us to show just how much different a team we have this year, how far we've come, and that we're a lot more competitive.
We have one more question from Seth. Seth, you're unmuted now.
Hi, Coach. Thanks for taking the time. You mentioned putting pressure on Columbus this weekend. Luca Langoni was tracked as one of the fastest players this past weekend. How important is it to get him involved in the attack this weekend?
Yeah, I think when you look at their shape, it's built to attack. So they want the ball. They want to be in that 3-5-2, 3-4-3. They want to pin you back. They want that shape to be an attacking shape, not a defensive shape. So, can we, in different ways, without divulging too much, can we make it more of a defensive shape, and can we put pressure on their back three in different ways? I feel like we have a dangerous attack who can do that in the right ways. But we can't be naive. They're going to have the ball some, and they're going to pin us back some, and we need to be organized for those moments.
Hi, Jackson. Thanks for joining us. We'll jump right into questions from Jeff and Emma.
Hey, Jackson. I know you mentioned that one of the reasons you wanted to come to the Eastern Conference was to see different stadiums, see different opponents, and one of those is actually Gillette Stadium. I looked it up. I think you only played one regular season game here in 2019 and then the preseason game. So what's sense of anticipation like for you as you get set to play that first home game at Gillette, a venue where you really haven't played before?
Yeah, I think it's an incredible stadium. I mean, you got a little feel for it in the preseason game, but I mean, awesome feeling so far. I mean, the team has been incredible, and yeah, I think one of the things that drew me here was playing in new stadiums and against new teams. So I think Saturday is a really good challenge against a really good team, and I'm really excited to kind of make that home opener debut in Gillette. Really excited to play in front of the fans and with the team, and do everything we can to get the win.
How do you feel about the team's ability to build out of the back in the next game and to create some successful chances up on the attack?
Yeah, I think it's a quality of ours. I think something that we're really been focusing on this week. I think we have some talented players with the ball. I think it's a strategy that we want to kind of attract them so we can give a little bit more space to Carlos and Leo and Ghana and attacking forward. So I think it'll be really important, our positioning and then timing of when to come to the ball and kind of try to break their lines of pressure as best and easy as we can, so we can give those guys as much space and opportunity to score goals.
We'll go to Sam next, followed by Seth. Sam, you're unmuted now.
Hello, Jackson. Hope you're doing well. I just kind of wanted to ask, Caleb just kind of talked about how, Columbus kind of embarrassed the Revs last year. I know you obviously weren't here last year, but when a coach says that, what's kind of the mentality and kind of the mindset entering, an important match day like that?
Yeah, I think, from my experience last year, I think the Revs as well, we wanted some payback. We want to show the league that we're good players and a good organization, and so that was something that really intrigued me here, and something Caleb kind of mentioned to me early on and throughout preseason is we want to prove that we can be a really, really strong team in this league, and so it was last weekend, and then of course it's at home every time we play, but especially against this team that we want to kind of prove a point that we're here to compete this year, and it's a very talented team, and we respect the opponent, but we're coming out to win, and kind of give some of the stuff that happened last year to us, back to the rest of the league, and kind of put our front foot forward.
We can wrap up with Seth. Seth, you're unmuted now.
Hi, Jackson. Kind of a similar question because Yusuf and Porter mentioned this idea of making a statement this weekend. What do you guys make of the ratings that come out that are ranking the Revs bottom of the league and standings and power rankings and things like that? What do you make of that, and how important is it to make a statement this weekend against Columbus?
Yeah, I mean, I think the important thing is what we think of ourselves, and I think the group is very united and really kind of working hard and well as a group. So we know that there's a lot of talented teams and talented individuals. So we have to kind of give our all in each training and in each game. But I think we're very ambitious and very confident in who we are and what we are as a team this year. And it's about execution and performance during the weekend to kind of get as many points and show the league and people who watch MLS that we're here to compete and we're here to play for playoffs, play for trophies and do everything we can to kind of win soccer games.
Hi, Brian. Thank you for joining us. We'll start with questions from Jeff and Emma.
Brian, Caleb talked about in that shutout in Nashville, defending as a team from front to back. So what does the defensive work that Leo, Luca, Ghana, Carles do at the front of the attack do to help you as a center back?
Pregunta que qué tanto ayuda los esfuerzos de los atacantes cuando defienden a ti y al resto de la línea de atrás, tanto cuando no dan un gol contra ustedes.
Bueno, creo que los primeros defensores son los delanteros. Ellos son los que aportan más en zona defensiva. Creo que son los que participan más defensivamente porque tratan de no dejar salir jugando a los centrales, al equipo rival, que siempre mantienen una presión constante. Y bueno, nosotros desde atrás pues siempre somos los últimos en entrar en acción, pero están haciendo un aporte grandiosamente importante y están dando un esfuerzo que de verdad nos ayuda y nos ayudamos como equipo.
The first defenders are the attackers. They support the most and they participate a lot in the defense. They don't let the other team get chances. Us in the back, we're the last ones to usually get into action. They do an important job and their effort helps us a lot as a team.
How do you feel about that defensive ability building off of last week's shutout, last week's big defensive performance, going in against this Columbus attack?
¿Cómo siente que después de la fin de semana atrás que pueden construir más con ese esfuerzo contra Columbus este fin de semana?
Bueno, creo que el partido pasado fue un partido donde hubo una exigencia bastante grande, donde nos medimos y o sea, totalmente era un equipo básicamente de jugadores nuevos, donde necesitábamos esa competencia para medirnos y ver cómo estábamos, y creo que estamos a la altura para enfrentar a Columbus este fin de semana. El equipo está muy contento, muy unido, a disposición siempre de dar el máximo en la cancha, de darlo todo y nada, siempre dar esa entrega. Defensivamente estamos bien, el equipo está muy comprometido defensiva y ofensivamente y bueno, eso lo vendremos y lo seguiremos ratificando de aquí ahora en adelante en los siguientes partidos.
I think last game was a measuring stick for us. Obviously, a lot of new players. We needed that competition to see where we are, where our level is, and I think our level is set to play against Columbus this weekend. We're very united and ready to give our best and our everything. Defensively, we're good, and also on the attack, and hopefully we can continue showing that in the coming weeks.
We have some questions on Zoom. Sam, you're unmuted now, followed by Seth. Sam?
Brian, hope you're doing well. I just wanted to ask, just overall, can you kind of talk about the communication between you and Alhaz Ivicic, and just overall, what's it kind of like working with him kind of behind you as a goalkeeper, and what kind of stands out about his goalkeeping?
Pregunta cómo va la comunicación sobre usted y el portero Ali. Is that the second part of the question? I'm sorry.
Just overall, what kind of stands out about him as a goalkeeper?
¿Y qué es lo que lo hace especial como un portero?
Bueno, creo que Ali es un grandioso arquero. Desde que llegué ha sido un gran compañero. Me ha sabido guiar bastante y bueno, creo que tenemos bastante confianza en él. La comunicación ha sido esencial. Él nos transmite su confianza y nosotros le transmitimos también la confianza a él de que lo respaldamos como él nos respalda a nosotros. Y bueno, eso hace que todo fluya y que todo salga bien siempre. Esa comunicación, esa unidad, así las cosas son mucho más fáciles.
I think he's a great goalkeeper. Since I arrived here, he's been a great teammate to me. I think we have a lot of confidence in him. The communication that we have with him is super important. We're confident in him, but he's also confident in us in return, and we back him the same way he backs us. And that makes things great between us, and it creates a unity that helps us as a team.
Seth, we'll go to you next, followed by Juan. Seth?
Hi, Brian. I just want to ask you about Luca Langoni. He was one of the fastest players this past weekend. You see him every day. How fast is Luca Langoni?
Dice que anunciaron una data que transmitió que Luca fue uno de los jugadores más rápidos este fin de semana. ¿Qué tan rápido es cuando lo ves en entrenamiento?
Bueno, Luquita es un jugador grandiosamente especial, tiene mucho, demasiado talento, disfrutamos mucho de él, de su juego y bueno, es un jugador siempre que es intenso, demasiado rápido y difícil de marcar. Pero bueno, nos deja tranquilos porque sabemos que él nos puede aportar mucho y tenemos mucha confianza en él.
Luka's a big player and a very special player. He's very talented. We enjoy watching him play. He's really intense and tough to defend, and he keeps us calm because we know he can support us, and it makes us very confident.
Juan, we'll wrap up with you. You're unmuted now.
Gracias, saludos, Brian. Juan aquí de Telemundo. Dos preguntas. La primera, ¿qué significa para ti este gran avance en tu carrera? Después de que me acuerdo, empezaste tu formación futbolística en las juveniles del Universitario de Popayán, donde debutaste aquel 11 de abril del 2018 contra el Quindío por Copa Colombia, hasta ahora que estás jugando en un equipo reconocido en la MLS.
Hola Juan, saludos. Bueno, primero que todo muy contento, la verdad, de ese proceso y ese desarrollo que ha tenido mi carrera. Creo que fueron unos inicios que fueron lentos, pero bueno, gracias a Dios se vinieron dando muchísimas oportunidades donde he podido estar en diferentes equipos y he ido consolidando ese nombre mío, ese jugador. He venido demostrando mi potencial y bueno, bastante satisfactorio todo el trabajo que se ha venido y que he venido haciendo a lo largo de este tiempo. Y bueno, gracias a Dios tengo la oportunidad de estar aquí en uno de los equipos más reconocidos en la MLS también. Y eso es algo que lo llena a uno mucho de felicidad y de que se ha hecho las cosas bien para conseguir este objetivo.
I'm very happy about the process I've had in my career. I've been given a lot of opportunities to play on many teams, and I think I've shown my potential as a player. I'm very happy for all the work that I've done to get here, and thanks to God, I'm here on one of the most recognized teams in MLS, and that makes a player very happy.